Hey guys, Jason here from Usable Smoke Productions, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to set up your audio and MIDI settings so that you can use Logic Pro and a video capture app such as Zoom. Alright, let's dive right in. Alright, so first a little bit of the backstory. I stumbled upon this completely by accident. I was working on another Logic tutorial video where I was going to work on one of my tunes called Shades, and I was going to do some tracking of some bass during the video, and I realized that the video or the audio was not being captured correctly from the bass. It was had something to do with a sample rate problem. My Logic was in 44.1 kilohertz, and my Zoom software, which is my video capture program that I use to do my tutorials, by default that's set to 48 kilohertz. So that's not compatible with one another, and that was what was causing the problem. So in order to be able to go through this process and track and record video at the same time with zero latency, I needed a solution. So with a little bit of research, I figured out a way to do it, and it's working out really, really well. So I will show you how to get everything set up. So the first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need to download an audio driver from Existential Audio called the BlackHole audio driver. All right, now you can get there by typing in the website existential.audio/blackhole / and it will prompt you for your email address, your first name, your last name, and so forth. And once you subscribe, they'll email you a link to download the audio driver. There's two different options. You can choose a 2-channel version or a 16-channel version. I chose the 16-channel version. I opened up the installer package, and it downloaded, installed to my computer without a problem. And yeah, everything went very well. All right, so the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up on your Mac your audio and MIDI settings. Now this is something that I had not explored or messed with previously, but you can find that if you go to your Launchpad. You can find it in the folder titled Other. You just click on Audio MIDI Setup, and it will take you to a screen that shows all of your various audio drivers. Right here I have the UMC 1820. That's my primary audio interface made by Behringer. You'll see the BlackHole 16-channel audio driver, which was just installed, and perhaps a couple of other audio drivers that you use for various reasons. Here's the Zoom audio device audio driver, which I was using without a problem until, of course, I tried to track and record that process using Zoom. It was not working. All right, so how to set this up? You're going to go ahead and go down to the little plus sign down here where it says Create Devices. You're going to create a multi-output device, and it will appear right over here. And you're going to set your master device as your primary audio interface. You're going to select where it says Use. You're going to select your interface, and you're also going to select BlackHole 16-channel. So both of those will be selected. You're going to go over here to Drift Correction. Make sure that both of those are selected as well. And again, make sure your master device is set as your primary audio interface, and your sample rate, you want to choose this to best suit your needs. If you're doing a lot of video editing and video tutorials and whatnot, and your Logic projects are also in 48 kilohertz, then you can select 48 kilohertz. Because my Logic project that I'm working with was recorded at 44.1 kilohertz, I'm going to leave it set as the sample rate. Okay. All right. The next thing that you're going to want to do, very important, is to right-click on the multi-output device here, and you want to make sure that you use this device for sound output. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we should be all set here. X out of that. We can also quit it. We don't need to have that opened up. Should be good to go. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into Logic, and there's a couple of audio settings that we need to configure there as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to your preferences and select audio. And what you want to do is you want to have your input device be your audio interface. Again, I'm using the Behringer UMC 1820. And this way, anything that I plug into that audio interface, my speaking microphone, my bass guitar, MIDI keyboard, whatever, guitar, if it's hooked up into the interface, you want Logic to be able to hear the instruments or the microphones that are plugged into that interface. Okay, so leave that as your primary interface there for input device. Your output device you want to set as your multi-output device. That's the new audio driver that we just created. Okay, so leave that set there, click apply, and then you're all good with your audio preferences in Logic. Now, one thing that you're going to want to do, this is very important, again, if you plan on doing any kind of video recording, you want to maybe catalog you from start to finish, writing a song, tracking a song, mixing a song, and so forth. This is a very important step because it will not work unless you create an audio track for your narration microphone. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that. We'll click audio track, select your input wherever your microphone, your speaking microphone is plugged into. In this case, it's my first input here. And I'm going to click create. All right. Now, the reason this is such an important step, and you could, by the way, you can retitle this whatever you want it to be. In my case, I retitled it Presenter Vox. So you're going to want to make sure that you have your input monitoring setting available, because once we set this up through Zoom, the only way we're going to be able to hear your narration is through Logic. So we have to have this set up properly. So you're going to go back to your audio preferences, and this is going to be located under the General tab here. And you want to make sure that you have software monitoring enabled. Okay. If it's not visible here, you can go ahead and right click, and under track header components, you can go ahead and make sure that you have input monitoring checked so that you can toggle that. Okay, so that you can toggle input monitoring on and off. You'll notice that when I toggle it on, you can see my meter is active and it will show me my levels, right? With it not toggled, there's not going to be any signal that is enabled on that track. All right, so you're set in Logic now. Now you have to make sure you set your Zoom settings properly. All right, so just so you know in advance, when I select my Zoom settings here, you are going to see a grayed out box. There's nothing that I can do about that, but I'll bring up the settings and show you what to do here in just a moment. So forgive that little grayed out box, but I'm going to go into my Zoom settings, and I'm going to click on audio settings here, and I'm going to click speaker as my 16-channel BlackHole audio driver. The reason why I'm selecting that again is because all the audio is passing through that that audio driver. All the information is going through there, including from my interface into Logic, from Logic into Zoom, and vice versa. All of it will be going through that BlackHole audio driver. Now, this is the important step. You would think that you would need to enable your microphone to be your audio interface in Zoom. This is not the case. You want to make sure that you select your BlackHole audio driver as well, because remember, we have it set up in Logic to capture from the audio interface, and then you're using your multi-output device to send uh, all of the audio data to. Okay. So what will happen temporarily when I enable my microphone to be uh, the BlackHole 16 channel, you will temporarily hear an audio dropout where you won't be able to hear my speaking voice. I'll go back into Logic, and then I will input enable that audio track that I created, and then you'll be able to hear me just fine. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. Okay, and we are back. All right, so off camera, I needed to enable my screen sharing um, of Logic through Zoom. So I needed to do that. I also made sure that when I went into my record meeting settings, I made sure that I turned on the original sound option, which will disable any kind of processing of the audio signal that Zoom would normally do. Okay. So you're hearing my voice through my interface going through the BlackHole audio driver, going through the multi output device, and I can enable or disable my my input monitoring here through Logic. So if I disable it, you will not be able to hear my voice. And if I enable it, you'll see the metering is active and you'll be able to hear the narration. Okay. Now, another benefit to this is I can go in and I can, it might be easier for me to do this way here. I can add plugins. Okay. And I can add an EQ. And if I'm hearing that there's some room noise or something like that in my headphones, I can go ahead and high pass this, right? Take out some of that room noise. So that should be a little bit clearer. If I'm hearing any hiss or anything like that, I can roll that off, filter that out a little bit, and make my speaking voice a little more clear for the video capture. That would probably be of particular importance, like if you're doing podcasting or anything like that, this would be a very useful tool for you. If I wanted to add effects like echo, I can add that as well. I can't really see why I'd want echo for any of my tutorials or anything like that, but hey, you never know. Now, the other thing that's really cool about this is now I can go ahead and scroll down to my bass track, and I've got my bass right here in my hands. I'm playing it. You will not hear anything except for maybe whatever my microphone is picking up. But if I record enable, I'm sorry, if I toggle my input monitoring, now you can hear the bass as well. So again, this is great. I can enable my plugins. And again, all of that is coming through with zero latency, which is super awesome. That's the whole point, the whole idea, right? And again, what I can do now is I can play play my my project. We'll go ahead and do that now. So I'm hearing this in my headphones through my audio interface. You're hearing it from the Zoom video capture. Excuse me. I'm able, pardon me, I'm able to narrate over the top of it. And I can also enable my bass track, and I can play as well. And so forth. Okay. Now, the other cool thing is the original goal was so that I can maybe do some tracking while capturing the video. So I'm going to go ahead and record enable my bass track. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of tracking for just to demonstrate that I can record me playing bass in Logic while my Zoom app is video capturing everything, and I will not be running into any kind of sample rate problems or anything like that. Just to show you the sample rate here, I'm in 44.1 kilohertz, which was where the project was recorded. All right, so let's jump in. Here we go. I'm going to disable my microphone here. Okay, so let's see how that came through. Let's see if it recorded well. Okay, pretty good. Um, so you know, the sloppy playing is all me, guys. I'm just going to tell you that's 100% me. Playing probably ahead of the beat because I'm a little nervous doing this for the first time here. But the idea is that it works. And for those of you that maybe want to catalog your songwriting and music production journey, maybe you want to record some Zoom videos or just to kind of catalog the process for nostalgia, or if you want to share it with somebody, if you're collaborating and you want to demonstrate to somebody through a video meeting or something like that, you now have a way of setting up your audio and MIDI settings on your Mac to work without any kind of problems with the sample rate. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Until next time, this is Jason from Musible Smoke Productions, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.